Children, I hope you have gone through my previous video, and today we will continue further. Children, today in the chapter Organic Chemistry, we are going to start with the part Reaction Mechanism. Now, reaction mechanism, it is based on electronic displacements. The shifting of bonded electrons towards any of the atom is called electronic displacement. Now, there are four types of electronic displacement. First is inductive effect, then electromeric effect, then third is resonance or mesomeric effect, and the fourth is hyperconjugation or no bond resonance. Let us study them one by one. First is inductive effect, which is also called as I effect. Now, the shifting of sigma electrons towards electronegative atom or group causing permanent polarity in the molecule is called inductive effect. Now, sigma bond is the single bond that is formed that has sigma. It is sigma, and pi it is due to lateral overlapping, so they are the double and triple bond. They contain one sigma and one pi, or triple bond contains one sigma and two pi. All sigma and pi bond you will be studying in detail in the chapter chemical bonding. Okay, so when the electron shifts towards more electropositive atom or group and it causes a permanent polarity in the molecule, then it is called as inductive effect. Now, this effect can take place in single bonded organic compounds. It is permanent and irreversible. It decreases on increasing the distance from the attached group or atom, and the effect increases or decreases the acidity or basicity of molecule. Now, there are two types of inductive effect, minus I effect and plus I effect. So, let us study what is this minus I effect. Now, if atom attracts sigma electron towards itself and acquires a negative charge on itself, then it is called as minus I effect. So, for this, the atom or group of atom must be more electronegative than that of hydrogen atom. Like, see in this case, NCH3 whole thrice. So, what has happened is that the C, NO2, CN, COOH, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, R is the alkyl group, C6H5. Okay, so what happens? See here, like any atom, like suppose fluorine or chlorine is attached over here to the carbon. So, fluorine will get a negative charge, due to which it will attract electrons towards itself, it will acquire a negative charge. So, due to which this carbon will have a slight delta positive charge. Okay, the second carbon will have delta positive, third will become triple delta positive. Okay, so this what is the consequence of this minus I effect? It will increase the acidity of the compound. Okay, greater the number of electronegative atoms or groups attached to carbon chain, greater will be the minus I effect, and the greater will be the acidity of, suppose, carboxylic acid or any compound. Higher the electronegative atom attached to the carbon chain in carboxylic acid, greater will be the minus I effect and greater will be the acidity. Another thing is, greater the distance of electronegative atom or group of atom from substituent in carbon chain, lesser will be minus I effect and smaller will be acidity. Okay, so it has an impact on acidity. Now, see plus I effect. In plus I effect, what happens when electron releasing group or group which are less electronegative than that of hydrogen atom is attached to carbon chain, then they acquire a slight positive charge and show plus I effect. These groups increase the basicity of the organic Minus I effect will increase the acidity. Plus I effect will increase the basicity. For example, CC, CH3, CH3, CH3. In this case, it is C, CH3, CH3, CH. So, least will be this, CHHH. Then this is one primary carbon, secondary carbon, and then tertiary carbon. So, maximum is in tertiary carbon. Consequences: larger the number of electron releasing groups attached to the carbon chain, greater will be the plus I effect. Like in the first case, suppose if you attach an OH over here, so this will have the least plus I effect. This will have more than this, then this, then this. Maximum plus I effect will be shown in this case, tertiary carbon. Why? Because it has larger number of electron releasing groups attached to carbon chain. So, if you take an example, ethanol will be more basic than methanol, because ethanol will show more plus I effect compared to methanol. By methanol is just CH3OH, all HH attached to the carbon, but ethanol is CH3, CH2OH. So there is one methyl group attached. So see, if you put OH over here, this becomes methanol, and if you put an OH over here, it becomes ethanol. So this will be more basic than this, because it is showing more plus I effect than this. Alright. So this is about the inductive effect. Next is electromeric effect or E effect. Now, the inductive effect was permanent. Electromeric effect, it is a temporary effect, and it is affected only in unsaturated hydrocarbons. You know what are unsaturated hydrocarbons? Hydrocarbons which have either a double bond or a triple bond, and it takes place in presence of an attacking reagent. Complete transfer of pi electrons towards one of the bonded atoms in compound in presence of attacking reagent temporarily causes polarity in the molecule, and this is called electromeric effect. Like see here, this is a compound CH3 CH double bond O. This is an unsaturated compound because it has a double bond. Now when it comes in presence of a nucleophile, that is, what will happen in presence of nucleophile? Electron will shift from carbon to oxygen, and in this case carbon, because it has given the electrons, will get a slightly positive charge, whereas oxygen will get a slightly negative charge. But if you remove the attacking reagent, it will come back to this point. So this is not a permanent effect, it is a temporary effect. It takes place in, things to remember is that there has to be a double bond or a triple bond, unsaturated compound, temporary. Then this effect takes place only in presence of attacking reagent. The minute the attacking reagent is removed, the reaction comes back to its original form, and in this case there is transfer of pi electrons towards one of the bonded atoms, whereas in inductive effect there was transfer of sigma electrons. So this is the difference between the two. Just like inductive effect, electromeric effects are also of two types. First is minus E effect. It is minus E effect if there is a complete transfer of pi electrons towards more electronegative atom in presence of attacking reagent. Like in this case, oxygen is more electronegative, so complete transfer of electrons towards oxygen. This is giving you C delta plus and O delta minus, and of course there has to be an attacking reagent. So in this case there is a nucleophile present over here. Alright. Now in case of compounds having carbonyl group, minus E effect is reversed in presence of attacking reagent, but in rate determining step, attacking reagent is nucleophile. So aldehydes and ketones give nucleophilic addition reaction. So the C RDS, this is rate determining step. In presence of nucleophile, what will happen? Nucleophile will get attached to this carbon because nucleophile is negatively charged and this carbon was positively charged. So this nucleophile will get attached over here and you will get CNu, and over here this will still have delta negative charge. Alright. And then in presence of E plus, in an electrophile, the electrophile will get attached to the oxygen which has delta negative charge. So because electrophile has a positive charge, so it will get attached over here. So you will get nucleophile to carbon and electrophile at oxygen. Okay, so this is the mechanism for nucleophilic addition reactions, which is shown by aldehydes and ketones. So this was the minus E effect. Next is plus E effect. When there is a transfer of pi electrons towards one of similar atoms, like alkene or alkyne, in presence of attacking reagent, it is called minus E effect. So in this case, attacking reagent is electrophile in the rate determining step. See here, there is an unsaturated organic compound having double bond. Now in presence of attacking reagent, one gets delta positive charge, other gets delta negative charge. Then in presence of electrophile, which is the rate determining step, so the one, because electrophile I told you is positively charged, so it will get attached to the carbon which has delta negative charge, and then nucleophile which has negative charge will get attached to the carbon which has delta positive charge. Alright. So this is how the plus E effect is shown. Third type of effect, it is called as resonance or mesomeric effect. When a molecule can be represented by more than one form or one electronic structure, but no structure is able to explain all the properties of the molecule, then they are called as resonating structure, and this phenomena is called resonance or mesomerism. These structures are theoretical structures and actually do not exist, but they contribute equally to form an entirely new individual structure known as resonance hybrid structure, which is actually existing, and it explains all the known properties of the molecule. Like for example, benzene. Now benzene mein, there are alternate single bond and double bond. So there can be one condition in which first and second carbon has single bond, then second and third has double, and so on. The other condition can be in which these two have double bond and this has single bond, alternate. So these both structures combine together to give this structure, which is the resonance hybrid structure. So all the properties of benzene cannot be explained only by this structure or by this structure, but when we look at a mixture of these structures, the resonance hybrid structure, then it can be explained. Now in these cases, the resonance energy is given by energy of any one of the resonating structure minus energy of resonance hybrid structure. Now the Resonance or mesomeric effect occurs if the system of molecule is conjugated. Now in this case, transfer of pi electrons takes place permanently from one end to other end, and it causes a permanent polarity in the molecule. And there can be any number of resonating structures, not necessarily they should be only two, they can be number of resonating structures. Now mesomeric effect also is of two types, just like inductive and electromeric effect. Mesomeric effect also is of two types, minus I effect and plus I effect. So first we will study upon the minus M effect and plus M effect. Now this is plus M and that other one is minus M. 1 minute, let me make the correction in this slide. This one is, why isn't it getting corrected? Sorry, plus M, and this is minus M. So let us study one at a time. Plus M effect: when transfer of pi electrons takes place in conjugated system through various resonating structures away from the group attached to it, it is called plus M effect. The group or atom bearing lone pair of electrons is able to form pi bond. So which are the groups which have lone pair of electrons? Like halogens, they have 3 lone pair of electrons. OH in this oxygen has 2 lone pair electrons. NH2, okay, CH3 C double bond O, NH. So these are because they have lone pair electrons, so they show plus M effect. Now, like vinyl chloride is more stable than ethyl chloride because resonating structures of vinyl chloride. Vinyl chloride is CH2CHCl, and ethyl chloride, is CH3CH2Cl. So vinyl chloride, because it has a double bond, so it shows resonating structures and it is more stable. Similarly, in case of phenol is benzene ring to which OH is attached. It also shows a number of resonating structures. So due to plus M effect of OH group, ortho para positions acquire negative charge, and that is also more stable. Next, minus I effect: if there is transfer of pi electron toward the group attached in the molecule, generally having multiple bond in itself through various resonating structures, then it is called as minus M effect. So for minus M effect, the group which is getting attached should have a multiple bond in itself, like NO2. So it has N double bond O over here. CHO, this has C double bond O. Alright. COOH, again it has C double bond O. So these all groups which have a double bond in themselves, they will show minus M effect because transfer of pi electrons will take place towards them, and there will be a number of resonating structures. So mesomeric effect is different from inductive and electromeric effect. Now the shifting or shifting of pi electrons in this effect takes place in an absence of any attacking reagent. You don't need an attacking reagent for shifting to take place. Even without an attacking reagent, shifting is occurring, and it is a permanent effect in which opposite charges are developed at opposite terminals of carbon chain in a conjugated system. Now the fourth type is hyperconjugation or no bond resonance. See, when carbon hydrogen bond is attached with unsaturated carbon atom. Unsaturated carbon means double or triple bond, or benzene. There is conjugation of carbon hydrogen bond with the unsaturated carbon atom or there is interaction of sigma bond with pi bond, giving rise to hyperconjugative structure. It is also called as no bond resonance. Most important condition to show hyperconjugation is presence of at least one CH bond with respect to C double bond C. Like if you take the example of propene shows hyperconjugation, and greater the number of hyperconjugative structures, greater will be the stability. Now see the structure over here of propene. Now propene is CH3CH double bond CH2. So this is the carbon-carbon double bond, and the carbon which is attached to this carbon has all hydrogen CH attached to it. So from this hydrogen, electron will be transferred to carbon. From here the electrons will be transferred to this carbon, and you will get another structure, that is HC, and because this hydrogen has given electron, it will become H plus, and this carbon has accepted the electron, so it will become C minus. Another structure can be that instead of this hydrogen is giving the electron, so this will become H plus and this one will become H minus. Third structure can be that this carbon gives this hydrogen gives the electron, so this will become H plus and this will become H minus. But this structure CH3 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 CH double bond CH2, there will be no hyperconjugation. Why? Because to the carbon which is attached to carbon-carbon double bond, there is no carbon-hydrogen bond, there is only carbon-carbon bond. See here, carbon-carbon, carbon-carbon, carbon-carbon. So carbon-hydrogen is on this carbon, but this carbon is not attached to the carbon-carbon double bond. Alright, so it will not show any hyperconjugation, but these are resonating structures, no bond but there is no bond between them, but still there is resonance. And propene is stable, more stable than ethene, because there are no hyperconjugative structure. In ethene, or the number of hyperconjugative structure in propene is more. So whichever structure has more hyperconjugative structures, it will be more stable. Alright. Next, we come to bond cleavage or bond fission. Breaking of covalent bond is called bond fission. It is of two types: homolytic bond fission, heterolytic bond fission. Homolytic bond fission, when the bond breaking takes place in such a manner that each atom acquires one of the bonded electron, forming free radicals, then it is called as homolytic. See, if there is a bond between A and B and they are sharing 2 electrons between them, so in presence of ultraviolet light, if the bond breaks, so one electron goes to A and the other goes to B. These are the free radicals which are formed, and equal number of electron is given. So this was called as homolytic. Homo means same electrons are given. Heterolytic means, hetero means different. So in this case, what has happened? B has taken both the electrons and A is left with none. So you will get A plus and B minus. So in this case, you are getting a cation. A plus is cation, B minus is anion. It can be the other way around. A has taken both. So then A will be the anion minus charge and B will be positive, that will be cation. So in heterolytic bond fission, cations and anions are formed. In homolytic bond fission, free radicals are formed. Okay, so this is how the breaking of bond takes place. Next is reagents and substrates. First is free radical. I have already told you how free radicals are formed. They are formed by homolytic bond fission. They have no charge. Alright. The next, second is electrophiles. Reagents which have positive charge. That means positive charge, what is it saying? That they are cations. They have less number of electrons, so they are electron deficient. They are called as electrophiles. Example: H plus, Cl plus, Br plus, H3O plus, I plus, NO2 plus, etc. Now there are certain neutral electrophiles also which do not have any charge, but still they have deficiency of 2 electrons. For example, BF3, AlCl3, FeCl3. They don't have any charge. They are neutral, but still they are having less number of electrons. So they are called as neutral electrophiles. Next is nucleophiles. These are the reagents which have got negative charge. Negative because they have extra electrons. Example is Cn minus, OH minus, X minus, etc. Okay. Now there are certain neutral nucleophiles where there is at least one lone pair of electrons. They don't have any charge, but they have lone pair electrons, like H2O. It is neutral, but it has 2 lone pair electrons. NH3 has got 1 lone pair. ROH has got 2 lone pair. ROR, this has got 2 lone pair. RNH2 also has 1 lone pair on nitrogen. So these are the nucleophiles which are neutral. Next we come to reaction intermediates. Now in reaction intermediates, first is carbonium or carbocation. Species in which carbon atom has positive charges is called as carbonium. So positive charge it acquires by giving its electron to the atom attached to it. So in this case it has given electron to X. X becomes negative charge, and this carbon with positive charge is called as carbonium. Now in carbonium ion, carbon atom is sp2 and it has a planar structure with bond angle of 120 degree. Order of stability of carbonium ion: due to many resonating structures, triphenyl carbonium ion is most stable because it has the maximum number of resonance structures, this triphenyl carbonium. Then comes benzyl carbocation, the C6H5CH2. Then comes allyl carbocation, and so on. Okay. Then this, and then this one. So this is the order. Now next is, benzyne and allyl carbocations both are resonance stabilized. Now in tertiary carbocation there is dispersal of positive charge over 4 carbon atoms, and greater the charge dispersal, greater is the stability, so it is more stable. There are 3 electron releasing alkyl groups showing maximum plus I effect, and the decrease in positive charge of the carbocation to the maximum extent, and stability is increased. Now next is carbanion. Carbanion, the species in which carbon atom has negative charge. Why? Because see, if from this atom which is attached to it, it has taken the electron. So this Y becomes positively charged and this C becomes negatively charged. So it forms carbanion. That means carbon anion. So it is carbanion. Alright. Structure of carbanion is that the carbon atom of carbanion is sp3 hybridized. It has a pyramidal structure with a bond angle of 107 degree. Benzyl carbanion is most stable. This one, benzene ring pit, the CH2 is attached. This is the most stable. Then allyl carbanion, then methyl, and so on. Okay. Benzyl and allyl carbanion, they are resonance stabilized, and in this also benzyl has more resonating structures, so it is more stable. Among primary, secondary and tertiary carbanions, tertiary carbanion is least stable due to presence of 3 electron releasing alkyl group, which increase electron density of that carbon atom, which already bears the negative charge. Interelectronic repulsion increases which decrease the stability. So this is about the carbonium or carbocation. Next, and carbon anion. Next is free radicals. They are formed by homolytic bond fission. I have already told you of the covalent bond. Structure is sp2 hybridized, planar, and bond angle is 120 degree. CH2 is most stable free radical, but after that benzyl, then allyl, then tertiary, then secondary, then primary, then methyl. This is the order of stability of free radicals. Okay. See, the tertiary, secondary and primary free radicals can be explained on the basis of hyperconjugation and bond dissociation energy. Larger the bond dissociation energy, lesser will be the stability. Now next is carbenes. Carbenes are reactive species in which carbon atom has 2 unshared electrons. That means 1 unshared pair of electrons. So they are produced by photolysis in presence of ultraviolet light. Like from diazomethane, CH2N double bond N, in presence of ultraviolet light, it gives you CH2 plus N2. So this C, it has 2 unpaired electrons. Okay. Now carbenes, they are of 2 types, singlet carbenes and triplet carbenes. Singlet carbene is sp2 hybridized and the non-bonded electrons exist in same orbital, that is the p orbital, and they are unstable. And triplet carbenes, they are sp hybridized and the 2 non-bonded electrons exist in different p orbitals. So they are more stable than singlet carbene. And another example you can see over here, CH3 double bond C double bond O. This is called as ketene. Now in ultraviolet light, what happens is it splits into CO plus CH2, and in this CH has 2 unpaired electrons. Alright. So this is about the reaction intermediates, and the remaining we will do in our next video.